Hi everyone and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So on today's video we are going to be having a quick look at the new Robocop Rogue City on the PS5. So this game was released on the 3rd of November and it was released on PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. The story within Robocop Rogue City is based in the original 1980s Robocop universe, and it is so amazing to be back in this world and running through with these characters. Playing the game, it seems to be based between the second and third Robocop films, and I will admit there is so much within this game for fans of the original Robocop films to really nerd out on, with the made-up drug Nuke playing a big part in the story and the world. Mentions of Kane from the second film, as well as even visiting the scene of Alex Murphy's gruesome death from the first film. One of the most impressive things that I found with the game was the fact that Peter Weller actually reprised his role as Robocop. And while she doesn't reprise her role as Anne Lewis, Nancy Allen does lend her likeness to the game, which really lets you connect to the characters in the game right from the start. As well as the human characters, we also get to see the return of series staple Ed 209, looking probably the best he ever has. I will say, with regards to characters, the big disappointment that I found with the game is that the "I'll buy that for $1" guy does not show up in the game, or at least he hasn't shown up in the parts that I've played so far.
All right, everyone back up. I want you all to be at SWAT's disposal.
Sergeant, am I back on the case?
I don't think Becker will give me grief if I let you go save OCP's money. You're reinstated. Everyone, move out!
As well as having an amazing story, Robocop Rogue City also packs in the gameplay that makes you really feel that you're an indestructible cyborg police officer from the 1980s. The game has some brilliantly designed levels that are both challenging and fun to explore. The game does not hold your hand at all, throwing you straight into the action with no tutorial and very few on-screen prompts to tell you what to do. This, however, does not hold you back, as the controls are very intuitive and easy to get to grips with. As you play through the game, you'll also be able to unlock new abilities for Robocop through the in-game skill tree. These will affect things like Robocop's armour, his attack, and also down to his detective skills as well. But a few hours into the game, you'll be given the ability to unlock weapon upgrades as well. These will let you upgrade Robocop's signature gun, the Auto 9. You'll be able to unlock the normal things like power, accuracy, ammo capacity. But in addition to that, you'll also be able to affect things like how gory your kills are. And considering how gory the films were, well, at least the first two, this will be a welcome addition to the games for both players and fans alike. With that being said, I feel that there is one place where the developers really missed a golden opportunity, and I think that is in driving. So when you are finished in the police precinct, you head down to the garage, you get in your police cruiser, and that is it. A cutscene will play of you driving out of the garage, sparks will fly out from the underside of the car as Robocop speeds up the ramp, and then next it just loads into the next level. I think the developers could have really ratcheted this up a bit by adding in just a small sort of open world sort of driving element where you basically drive from the precinct to the next level. But yeah, it wasn't done, so it's a bit of a miss, but it doesn't really affect the gameplay. Now, with all that being said, Robocop Rogue City is not the perfect game by any means. I was playing this game on release day, and following a 30 gig day one patch, there was still numerous bugs and glitches as I played through the game. I will say none of these were game-breaking bugs. They definitely broke the immersion. The main bugs that I saw while playing were quite a bit of texture popping, and sometimes even characters popping during sort of cutscenes. One of the biggest ones was a news report at the very, very beginning of the game, and for the first probably 10 to 15 seconds, there's just no character on the screen, and then all of a sudden it just pops in. Don't know if that's how the developers intended it to be, but yeah, it just felt that it was missing.
You give us 3 minutes, and we give you the world.
As I progressed through the game, I started to get some audio glitches during character speech. I'm about 6 hours into the game, and I mean, it was around the 5-hour mark. I would start noticing that when I was talking with an NPC, their audio would sound like it was coming through sort of an old radio, very sort of staticky, and yeah, just wasn't coming through as clear as it was through the rest of the game.
Greetings, citizen.
Ah, the best cop in the hood is back. How can I be of service?
I am here in regards to a fugitive.
Oh, damn. What is wrong with this thing? I need to get that car down, or God knows what might happen. Can you help me out with this? It's new and I don't know where I put the manual.
Stand back.
The last negative that I found while playing Robocop Rogue City was kind of a big one, and I would say that was the graphics overall. I think in general, the graphics to me looked like a late generation PS3 game or sort of early PS4 game. It was definitely not something you'd expect to play on a PS5 and as a full price game. So I think I paid £45 for the game, and yeah, it just didn't feel as polished as I was expecting to find. Especially from seeing some of the footage online ahead of the release. So that was a bit of a shame. The other thing I noticed with the characters as well is there was some times when the character models looked really, really good and you couldn't fault them. And then seconds later, within like the same cutscene, the same character would then look completely deformed, and then they would go back, and it was more sort of like when the sort of camera was changing views. So you were getting sort of cuts in the footage, and yeah, you were getting the models were just looking completely different.
Worried about the weight limit?
Lewis, you're here.
We need to get these elevators back online. The service box is in the basement.
Let me.
I doubt you had time between all the heroics, but I got a keycard from the janitor. It's good to do some real street work from time to time, you know? After you.
With all that said though, Robocop Rogue City is a great game, especially if you're a fan of the 80s Robocop films. It carries on the stories from those original films with an amazing cast of characters and actors that breathe new life into a series for a new generation. It's been a long time since I found a game that comes with that just one more hook, just one more mission, or I'll just get to this bit. That's major credit to how good the gameplay and the story are. I will say the only thing that lets it down, as I've said, is the minor bugs and glitches and the lower than expected graphical quality for the current generation consoles. I think overall I'd give Robocop Rogue City a 7.5 out of 10 and say if it's one that you can pick up, it's definitely worth a play. So with that is going to wrap up our quick review of Robocop Rogue City. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when I upload my next new video. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for joining me today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.